It's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts. Because I'm having so much trouble with my camera, I've had to shorten this tutorial considerably. This is the background clay I'm working with, and it's just some Primo Accents Pearl, some Primo Accents Translucent, some Primo, let me see, cadmium yellow, and some Primo, how original, orange. Okay, I added a little bit of copper and gold glitter on top of the translucent, and I added a little bit of some of the yellow color, I'm not sure what it's called, Pearl X, and a little bit of the yellow alcohol ink onto the translucent. Glitter, I'm seeing on the pearl, I'm sorry. Glitter on the translucent, Pearl X, and alcohol ink on the pearl. Got it right. Okay. This is just a drawing I did with my Prismacolors. I just got these at a yard sale years ago. It cost me $4. I was running out of that yard sale as fast as I could. Okay, this is just a pencil drawing I did with the colored pencils. Crayola colored pencils will work as well. Probably other brands as well, but the Rose Arts don't work as well. They don't have quite enough pigment in them to transfer very well. So, if you have trouble doing faces, you can just do part of the face. Just do half, or just do the eyes, or whatever your choice is. I'll show you a couple of my examples. This one, I just did half the face. The whole face. This one, I really just did the eyes. I really brought out the eyes. The rest of the face is kind of muted, so it's in the background a little bit more. Okay. So I'm just gonna cut out shape here. I want to keep the lines horizontal. That's just a personal preference on this particular piece. I'm going to do it shaped kind of like another one that I did in a previous attempt at the tutorial that didn't work. Okay, I like that. Now, instead of trying to turn the image over onto the clay, I'm going to turn the clay over onto the image. That way I can see where I'm going to place it. Okay. Now, I'm just going to lightly burnish onto the back of the clay and the back of the paper. Then I'm just going to use my heat tool. You can do this in the oven, but it's kind of tricky. You got to preheat the oven and then pop it in the oven for literally just a minute or so. and then bring it back out, burnish it again, then put it back in there for another minute, then bring it out and burnish it again. So I'm going to do it with the heat tool. I'm going to keep the tool moving. All you're really trying to do is melt the waxes in the colored pencils. Alright, just about that long. Now what did I do with my roller? Then I'm going to use my roller to burnish over the back of the paper again. I'm not pushing down hard. Okay, and then I'm going to use the heat tool one more time. Okay, then I'm going to burnish it again. If I can hold on to it. Okay. Alright, we're just going to wait for it to cool down slightly. It really doesn't get hot enough if you keep the heat tool moving. You're trying not to really cure the clay. It will cure slightly, but now I'm just going to peek and see how much success I got. Okay. So there you can see the transfer. Okay. Now, it will be more successful on some backgrounds than it will be on others. This one, slightly successful. I'm going to bake this, but first I'm going to make a backing and put the bail on. So you've seen me do that before, so I'll do that off camera. Then I'm going to bake it at 275 for an hour. Then I'll be back. Okay, here it is out of the oven. I've just got a few touch-ups I need to do. These touch-ups aren't necessarily necessary. And you may not have to do them, just depending, like I said, on the background you've used. Some polymer clays will transfer better than others. I don't know that I've tried the souffle in a colored pencil transfer or not. I'm not sure about that. So I don't know if it would work. I may have to give it a try and see. Okay. I'm going to just a bit of the black. just to bring her eyes out a bit more. Okay? Now, you can either add the layer of resin now, or you could add some details now in some metallic paint, some metallic marker, whatever your choice there. That's a little better. Okay, so I think I'm going to add some detail before I add the first layer of resin, just to her eyes. Okay, so I've just grabbed some of the Deco Art Dazzling Metallics in the bronze. I'm actually going to grab a new paintbrush. This may be something you've never seen me do. I don't waste new paintbrushes lightly. Okay, not waste, but you know. So just painting from the lid. Add just a bit. Just a bit of highlight to her eye. Okay. Then I'm going to let that dry. And after it dries, you can go back with the black colored pencil to touch it up just a bit if you actually got outside the line a bit, which I have done before, trust me. So I'm going to let this dry and then I'll be back. Okay, now I've just got some Ultra Dome UV epoxy, and I'll add the link down below the video. This stuff is fantastic. It doesn't shrink back from the edge of the piece. It's really shiny and it's really clear. Okay, so I'm gonna, first of all, you can see a little bit of the glitter in the piece, I hope. That's really gonna pop once you add the UV resin. I've just got it on a little glass tile. You can use a credit card, a ceramic tile, just something that will fit under your UV light. I've got a 36 watt nail art light that I just got off of eBay. It's like 14 bucks. So nothing too expensive. You don't have to have some brand name or something. Alright, I've just put a little in the middle because it will flow to the edge on its own to an extent. Okay, now I'm just going to use a toothpick to help me get it to the edges. You want to really try not to get it to flow over the edge, because the surface tension of the piece will hold the resin from flowing over the edge. Surface tension of the resin, I should say. And you'll learn after you do a couple of these how to move the piece around to get the light to show you where it's meeting the edge and where it's not. And if you wind up with a spot where it's not meeting the edge after you've cured it, don't worry, you can go back and fix it with another layer of resin. Try not to do that. Okay. Once again, I'm going to say, do as I say, not as I do, because I did have some overflow. Okay. If you have that happen, pick up the piece and wipe off the edge where your resin overflowed. Then I'm going to wipe off the towel. And my desk. Okay, I spotted a spot. Okay. Now, because it did run, I've got a couple of spots that are thinner. So I'm just going to add literally just a drop or two. Okay, and I've also got some air bubbles. So I'm just going to take a regular lighter. It's really that fast. Got one right in the middle of her eye right there. That's not wanting to pop. So it may actually be from the paint, not a bubble. That did it. Okay, I've still got an indent right there. I'll just give that a second to level out. Okay, then I'm just moving my head around to get the light to help me see if there's any more bubbles. And I don't see any. Alright, so now I'm going to put this under my UV light for 10 minutes. It'll probably cure faster than that, but I'm going to give it the full 10 minutes just to make sure it's fully cured. Okay, just one more thing I wanted to say about the Ultra Dome, because I know somebody's going to ask. It really doesn't have a strong chemically smell. It has a bit of a plastic smell, but I mean it's very, very light. And I'm pretty sensitive to smells, so I think this is a 2 ounce. They say, and it was $12.99 or something like that, with free shipping. So Ultra Dome, go to their website. Like I said, I'll put the link below. Even though it's right here on the bottle, and pick you some up. It's great stuff. Okay, here she is. You can tell the eyes really have some sparkle, but there's other things you can do now that you've put the top coat of UV resin on. You can add highlights to her hair, either using paint or permanent marker. The dollar store has a really interesting brand of metallic permanent markers, which are similar to the Sharpie. Ink Elements, these are the ones from Dollar General, I believe. They really do add an interesting effect to the top of the resin. Okay, I hope you can see that. I don't think they have a color on them. No. I just grabbed the one that looks like copper and the one that looks like gold, but really and truly they look pretty much the same. They do have a bit of a difference. Okay. But you can also add acrylic paint. Let me move these markers out of my way. Just by adding some, I'm making leaf shapes. Well, trying to. I have no idea what that was. My phone doesn't normally make that noise. Okay. You can also use your ball tool or stylus. I'm just going to add a couple of dots for some earrings. And then, once this is dry, I'll add another layer of the UV resin. You can also add some of these. They just came from the dollar store. Water slide tattoos, removable tattoos. That's how I did these butterflies. Okay, they turn out really pretty. This is another one that I did with the metallic paint around the eyes. Okay, on this one I really just wanted her eyes just to pop and be really the only focal point other than her earrings. Okay, so there's lots of fun ideas to do using this technique. Okay, for every one I create, I just think I like them better and better. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. The descriptions will be listed down below. The links for the Ultra Dome and for the glue-on teardrop shaped bells will be listed down below, as well as my social media links. Bye for now.